and in today's edition of We Can't Do It in the Lecture Hall, we are going to prove that I have ice powers, or that I know how to make a supersaturated solution of sodium acetate trihydrate that you heat up and then cool down so that it's a super cooled mixture, so that when you touch it with a finger containing a hidden amount of sodium acetate, you magically have ice powers. Let's take a look. We're going to start out by pouring out a whole bunch of sodium acetate trihydrate. You can actually make this by mixing together baking soda and acetic acid. It's a whole lot easier just to buy the trihydrate and use that. Once it's been weighed out, you can go ahead and start melting it. The hotter the better. A trick for this too is you add a little bit of water, otherwise you get this scummy layer on the top, which you keep having to pour off to get a higher yield. Now, if you try to stick your finger in without doing anything, nothing's going to happen, which actually can make kind of a cool trick. The trick is you put a little bit of the crystals on your finger so that when you dip it into the water, there it is, ice forms, except it's not actually ice. It's called hot ice, and it's made from the crystals of the sodium acetate trihydrate. Let's zoom in a little bit so that we can get a better look. And as you can see, the crystals form off of the seed crystals that are on your finger, and when you pull it out, it does continue to grow until the whole thing completely crystallizes. So what's actually happening here? The crystals, when they form into a liquid, you're actually breaking the bonds between them, and when you allow them to cool, they don't have the opportunity to reform into the right configuration to actually reform the crystals. When you stick your finger into it with the sodium acetate crystals, you're providing a matrix that the sodium acetate can bind to. So if you look, it's growing right out of my finger, it looks like. And then you have your crystals forming, and before you know it, the whole thing is relatively hard. It's the consistency of a very hard ice cream when everything is all said and done. So that's it, kind of a neat party trick. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.